We grow irrigated and broadacre crops in Australia. We farm approximately 7,000 hectares and 2,000 of those are under irrigation. We have the ability to irrigate. We grow a variety of crops, but mainly our main irrigated summer crop is cotton. And cotton is our main crop because it's got the highest return per megalitre of water at present. We do use a lot of irrigation methods. We have three main types of irrigation methods on our farms in Australia. Flood, predominantly flood furrow, linear move, where we're using spray irrigation over the top, and subsurface drip SDI technology. We irrigate approximately 1,200 hectares on our farms in Australia, and water is our biggest limiting factor. Land's not a problem in Australia, we have a lot of land, we're a big country. Water is our limiting factor. So SDI or subsurface drip irrigation to us appealed due to the water savings. We wanted to make our water go further. The project challenge we had was to take red, sandy, porous soils that were on some of our country that predominantly weren't recognised as irrigation soils, and the industry in Australia had moved away from that soil type and was utilising their traditional methods of irrigation, flood furrow on the heavier dark soils. These red soils had very high water use, that's why they weren't irrigating on them. So up to 16, 17 megalitres a year to grow a cotton crop. So the challenge for us was to get back to the similar water use as our heavy clay soils were using, which was around about 9 megalitres a hectare. We tried to irrigate it through a flood system and the water use was too high. So the whole industry in Australia don't irrigate their red, sandy, porous soils because the water use is just horrendous. So it's not worth it. But if you put the right irrigation system on it, it's worth it. We chose Rivulis probably due to the QA of their factory, the quality assurance they were putting into their tape, the technology that they were putting into their emitters. We went to Brisbane to look at their factory, had a look at their tape being extruded and looked at their emitters and their technology that they were putting into their emitters, and we were very impressed. Rivulis as a company were very helpful in offering us a full range of products to set up our drip station and our whole farm area to subsurface drip. They offered everything from the drip tape to right through to the media filters. So we utilised as much as we could from Rivulis in our whole setup. The benefits of drip irrigation that we've discovered is letting us utilise our sandy, porous soils that were considered in Australia not good for irrigation. They had high water use, so you couldn't keep the water up to the plant, so you couldn't grow good yields. By switching that country or converting that country to subsurface drip irrigation, we've achieved 50% water savings from conventionally irrigating, and we've achieved 25% yield increase because we are growing a more robust plant in those better aerated soils. So 25% yield increase. Also we're achieving less fertiliser usage, so it enables us to apply the right amount of fertiliser in the right spot at the right time through the drip tape. Our biggest surprise utilising drip irrigation was probably the automation. So from our conventional flood irrigation, it's very labour intensive. In Australia, the cost of labour is very high. With drip fully automated, one man can run our full drip 180 hectares from his cell phone or his iPad. So the time saving's been fantastic. Rivulis are a company that are a step ahead of the pack. They're really progressing forward, and they're a forward-thinking company. And I think it's exciting, and I think they can help any grower, any irrigator to get the results they want to get.